Right, exercise 9.1. Under that, question number 1. Express the masses given below in metric tons. So, under that, part 1, what do we have? 2350 kilograms. So, we need to convert this entire amount into tons. So, what do we have to do? Take 2350 and we divide it by 1000. Actually, we can simplify 1, 0. So, this becomes what? 235 divided by 100. So, that means what? 2.35 tons. So, that is the answer. 5050 kilograms. Right? So, 5050 kilograms, we have to divide it by 1000. So, here also we can simplify 1, 0. So, 505 divided by 100. What is that? 5.05 tons. 5.05 tons. Part 3. So we have, so in the question, what does it say? We need to convert the given masses into tons. We don't need to do any conversion into this part. But 875, that is in kilograms now. So we need to do the conversion, right? So 875, we need to divide it by what? 1000. So this becomes what? 0.875 tons. Now, this is not the answer. We have to add 3 tons. Right? Okay. So, for 3 tons, we have to add 0.875 tons. So, what is the answer? 3.875 tons. 13 tons and 7 kilograms. So the same thing, we need to convert this kilogram amount into what? Tons, right? So 7, we have to divide it by 1000. So this becomes what? 0.007 tons. We add 13 tons to it, right? 13.000. To that we add 0.007. So all of these are what? Tons. So 13.007. That is the answer. Don't forget the unit, tons. Express each mass given below in kilograms. So, part 1, what do we have? 7 tons. Question number 2, part 1. So, 7, we have to multiply that by 1000. So, this becomes what? 7000 kilograms. Then we have part 2. What do we have? 17 tons. 17 tons. So, 17, we have to multiply by 1000. So the answer would be what? 17,000 kilograms. Here the answer is 7,000 kilograms and here the answer is 17,000 kilograms. Right. We have 3 tons and 650 kilograms. So here we have to convert the given amount into kilograms now. So we don't have to do any conversions to 650. Why? It is already given to us in what? Kilograms. But we have to convert 3 tons. So 3 into 1000. So we get 3000 kilograms. Right? So this is not the answer. We still need to add another 650 kilograms to it. So we get the answer as 3650 kilograms. So here we have 2 tons and 65 kilograms. 2 tons and 65 kilograms. So just as before, we need to convert 2 tons into kilograms. 65, we don't have to do any conversions. Right? So 2 into 1000. So we get what? 2000 kilograms. For this amount, we add what? 65. So the answer will be what? 2065 kilograms. Part 5, we have what? 1.075 tons. So 1.075 we have to multiply by 1000. So when we do the multiplication, what happens? This decimal points ends here, right? So the answer is what? 1075 kilograms. 1075 kilograms. Part 6 we have 7.005 tons. Okay, so 7.005, we have to multiply that by 1000. So just as on the previous previous question, right? So the decimal point is between 7 and 0. So when we do the multiplication by 1000, this decimal point ends here, right? So the answer will be what? 7,500 kilograms. Right, part 7. So we have 4.68 tons. So here what do we have to do? The same thing. 4.68, we have to multiply that by 1000. So here the decimal point is between the numbers 4 and 6, right? So when we multiply that by 1000, this becomes what? 4,680 kilograms. Okay, part 8. So we have 3/4 of a ton. 3/4 of a ton. So we know 1 ton, that is 1000 kilograms. So 3/4 from this. So what do we have to do? 1000, we have to multiply that by what? 3/4. Right? 4 times 1, 4 times we get what? 250. 250 into 3, what is that? 750 kilograms. Express each mass given below in metric tons and kilograms. Right. Part 1. 1.275 tons. So I can break this into what? 1.275, a 1 and a 0.275. So these are tons. Tons. So we have to convert this entire amount into what? Tons and kilograms, no? Right? So this is already a ton. These are what? 0.275 tons. එතකොට ඒ කියන්නේ ටොන් එකක්වත් නැහැ. නැත්තම් මෙතන එක එනවනේ 1.1ක් කරනවනේ. එහෙනම් මේක මොනවද මේ තියෙන්නේ? kilograms, right? So 1 ton plus 275 kilograms. මෙන්න මේ amount එක 1.275 tons කියන එක tons and kilograms කරවම මොකද වෙන්නේ? 1 ton and 275 kilograms. So that is the answer. Right. So the next one, part 2, 2.025 tons. So I can break this into what? 2 tons, 0.025 tons. Then I will convert this part into what? Kilograms. So 2 tons and 0.025 multiplied by 1000, what will it be? 25, no? So this is 25 kilograms. Part 3, so we have 5.75 tons. So just as before, I can break this into what? A 5 ton and 0.75 tons. 0.75 means what? 0.75 multiplied by 1000. So this means what? 750 kilograms. So 5 tons and 750 kilograms. 7.3 tons. So here also what is this? 7 tons and 0.3 tons. Then 0.3, when I multiplied by it by 1000, what happens? This becomes a 300, right? So 7 tons and 300 kilograms, that is the answer. So we have 7.003 tons. So again I will break this into what? 7 tons and 0.003 tons. So we will take 0.003 tons. Then we will multiply that by what? 1000. So this becomes what? 3. 3 what? 3 kilograms. So 7 tons and 3 kilograms. Question number 4. What do we have? The mass of a fully grown whale is approximately 19,000 kilograms. Express this mass in metric tons. So we know 1 ton, that is equal to what? 1000 kilograms. So the whale here is what? 19,000 kilograms of weight. So what do we have to do? Divide it by 1000. So we get what? 19 tons. So that will be the answer. Place a correct mark in front of the unit that is used to measure the mass of each item given below. Right. So at the moment I'm not going to draw the table. So first one, we have a mango. So that is the first row, mango. Mango. So mangoes, so what is the measurement? Grams. Right? Okay. Part 2, what do we have? A comb of plantains. Okay. So that we can use what? Kilograms and grams. Kilograms and grams. Kilograms and grams. Right? Okay. Then part 3. What do we have? We have a bag of sweet potatoes. We can use grams, no? Grams. Okay. Part 4. What do we have? A loaf of bread. A loaf of bread. So we can use what? Grams for that also. Right. Part 5. What do we have? A lorry. Lorry. So that is tons. Part 6. What do we have? 10 traveling bags in a lift. Right? So for part 6, so I just simply write traveling bags. Right? So 10 of them. So we can use what? Kilograms. No? Right. Question number 6. Complete the table given below. So in the 6th question, the first row is already done for us. So the second row, what do we have? 3.85 tons. 3.85 tons. Okay. Tons and kilograms, no? Right. So 3.85. 3.85. I can break this into what? 3 tons and 0.05 tons. Right? So if I add these values together, this is 3 tons and this is 0.85. 0.85. Right? So when I add these together, this becomes what? 3.85. Right? So now I multiply 0.85 by 1000. So this becomes what? 85 and 850. Right? So this becomes what? 3 tons and 850 kilograms. 3 tons and 850 kilograms. Now what do I do? 3 tons and 850 kilograms. So that means what? When I convert 3.85 tons into tons and kilograms, this is the answer. That mass in kilograms. So we have to convert the entire amount into what? Kilograms. Now from here, we can see 0.85, that is 850 kilograms. So 3 tons, what do we have to do? We have to multiply it by what? 1000. So this becomes what? 3000 kilograms. So to that we have to add another 850. So this becomes what? 3850 kilograms. So that is the answer. So these are the things that they ask from us. The next one we have 7.005 tons. 7.005. So these are tons. When I convert this into what? Tons and kilograms. First of all, I can break this into what? 7 and 0.005 tons. All of these are tons. Then I can convert 0.005 into kilograms. Right? 0.005 into kilograms. By multiplying it by what? 1000. So this becomes what? 5 kilograms. So 7 tons and 5 kilograms. That is the answer. Then the next thing is what? Convert the entire amount into kilograms. So 7 tons. We have to multiply that by 1000. So this becomes what? 7000. To that we have to add a 5. This is 5. Right? So what happens? 7005. 7005 kilograms. So that is the answer. So these are the ones that they are asking us to fill. So the next one, what do we have? 7 tons and 875 kilograms. That is the amount that has been given to us. So from that we have to come up with these two amounts. Okay. So I think it is better at first we convert this entire amount into what? Kilograms. At some point we have to come up with the answer, no? 875 we don't have to do any conversions, but 7 tons we do. 7 we have to multiply that by 1000. So this becomes what? 7000. To that we have to add another 875. So what is the answer? 7875 kilograms. Here what do we have to do? Divide this by what? 1000. So 7875, when we divide it by 1000, what happens? The answer will be 7.875 tons. So these are the answers. So the next row, what do we have? Right, 6 tons and 5 kilograms. So first of all, we will convert this entire amount into what? Kilograms, right? So 6 tons, we have to multiply that by 1000. So this becomes what? 6000 kilograms. To that we have to add what? Another 5 kilograms. So this will be 6005 kilograms. Right, then what do? It is easier for us to divide this amount by 1000. So 6005, we have to divide by 1000. So what will be the answer? 6.005 tons. So these are the spaces that they are asking us to fill. Right, so the next one, what do we have? The very last row has been given to us, which is what? 7008 kilograms. Then what do we have to do? We can divide this by 1000. 7008 kilograms. When we divide this by 1000, this becomes what? 7.008 tons. Then from that, we can come up with what? The space here, which is what? I can take this amount, 7.008 tons. So I can break it like this, 7 tons and 0.008 tons. Right, I will rewrite it. 7 tons and 0.008 tons. Then I will convert this amount into what? Kilograms. So this becomes what? 8 kilograms. Right? So 7 tons and 8 kilograms. So the last row we have what? 14,375 kilograms. Okay. So we will divide that amount by 1000. 14,375, we will divide it by 1000. So what will the answer be? 14.375 tons. We will convert that amount into what? Tons and kilograms. So this becomes what? 14 tons and 375 kilograms, no? Right? So 14.375, I can break it into what? 14 tons and 0.375 tons. Then I will multiply this amount by what? 1000. Then this total amount becomes what? Kilograms, right? So 14 tons and 375 kilograms. That is the answer. So these are the spaces that they are asking us to fill. So we start from the kilograms portion, right? 0 plus 0, that's a 0. 8 plus 2, that's a 10. So we put a 0 then, regroup the 1. 7 plus 6, that is 13, and we add a 1. So here we get what? 1400. But we cannot write 1400. We know we can break 1400 into what? 1000 and a 400. So all of these are what? Kilograms. Then what do? We convert this 1000 kilograms into what? 1 tons. So here we have 400 kilograms. 2 plus 1, that is 3. Add the 1, it becomes a 4. So here the answer is 4 tons and 400 kilograms. 4 tons and 400 kilograms. Part 2. So here, just as before, we start from the kilograms portion, right? So 0 plus 5, that is 5. 5 plus 5, that is 10. So we put a 0, then regroup the 1, right? So 5 plus 6, that is 11. 11 plus 7, that is 18. 18 plus 1, that is 19. Then what do? We write 9 and regroup the 1. Right? Okay. So 4 plus 0, that is 4. 4 plus 2, that is 6. 6 plus 1, that is 7. So 790 we can write under the kilograms column. Why? It is less than 999 kilograms. 999 kilograms, right? Okay. So then we come to the tons section. So 3 plus 6, that is 9. 9 plus 1, that is 10. So here the answer is 10 tons and 790 kilograms. So this part of the question, these two values have been given to us in horizontal manner. Even though it is given to us in the horizontal way, we write it the column wise way, right? So we start from here, okay? So 5 plus 5, that's a 10. Then we regroup the 1. 2 plus 0, that is 2. Add the 1, this becomes a 3. 2 plus 7, that is 9. Then 10 plus 6, that is 16. Right? So here the answer is 16 tons and 930 kilograms. Right? 0 plus 0, that's a 0. 5 plus 6, that is 11. So we put a 1, then regroup the 1. 6 plus 4, that is 10. Add the 1, it becomes 11. Altogether we have a 1110. But these are kilograms, no? But we cannot write 1110 under the kilograms column. Right? What do? We write 1000 kilograms, or we break 1110 into 1000 kilograms and 110 kilograms. So 1000 kilograms, what is that? These two are what? These two are kilograms. 1000 kilograms, we break this into what? A ton. Then what is the actual number that we can write here under the kilograms column? 110. We pass over the remaining 1 ton, tons column. So 150 plus 40, we know that is 190, and we have to add a 1, so this becomes what? 191. So here the answer is 191 tons and 110 kilograms. Second question. The mass of a grown elephant is 4.75 tons. Right? 4.75 tons. The mass of a baby elephant is 2025 kilograms. So under that we have 3 parts. First part, express the mass of the baby elephant in metric tons. Right? So we know that 1 ton, that is equal to 1000 kilograms now. So this is the weight of the baby elephant. Right? So it is given to us in kilograms. So we need to convert that mass, which is in kilograms, to tons. So what do we have to do? We have to convert we have to divide 2025 by 1000. So this becomes what? 2.025 tons. Part 2. Find the total mass of both elephants in metric tons. Right. So we know the mass of the mother elephant, that is 4.75 tons, and we know the mass of the baby elephant. In metric tons it is 2.025. Then what do we have to do? We have to add those values together. So 4.75 to that we have to add 2.025. So both of these masses are what? Tons. So we have to add these together. So we will put a 0 here. Right? So when you are adding, just pretend that these are what? Decimal numbers, no? Right? So 0 plus 5, that's a 5. 5 plus 2, that is 7. 7 plus 0, that is 7. 4 plus 2, that is 6. So the weight is what? 6.775 tons. 6.775 tons. Express the total mass of both elephants in kilograms. Right. So we know we got the value as what? 6.775 tons. So it is given to us in what? Tons, no? So in order to convert this value into kilograms, what do we have to do? We have to multiply this by what? 1000. So this becomes what? 6,775 kilograms. Okay, third question. A lorry of mass 3 tons and 450 kilograms is loaded with 2 tons and 700 kilograms of sugar and 4 tons of rice. Find the total mass of the lorry with the goods loaded in it. Right, so what do we have to do? We have to just add those values together, right? The mass of the lorry, so that is what? 3 tons and 450. So I will write it in this manner, 3 tons and 450 kilograms. So this is the lorry. Sugar, 2 tons and 700 kilograms. Sugar. Then we have 4 tons of rice. So this is rice. Then what do we have to do? We have to add these values together, no? To get the total mass with the goods. So 0 plus 0 plus 0, that's a 0. 5 plus 0, that is 5. Again 5 plus 0, that is 5. 4 plus 7, that is 11. 11 plus 0, that is again 11. But 1150, we cannot write it under the kilograms column. So we will break this into what? 1000 and 150. All these are kilograms, no? So we can convert this into what? A ton. So actually, the value which we can write under the columns, the value we can write under the kilograms column is what? 150. 3 plus 2, that is 5. 5 plus 4, that is 9. But we have to add the 1 ton was regrouped from the kilogram side. So we get what? 10. So the answer is what? 10 tons and 150 kilograms. Right. Exercise 9.3. Subtract the following. Right. You need to check whether is it possible to subtract 750 from 0. So it is not possible. Then what do? We borrow a 1. So when we borrow that 1, it is actually what? 1000 kilograms. When you talk that 1 regarding kilograms, that is 1000 kilograms. Why? We are borrowing it from the ton side. We borrowed the 1 ton, so that is 1000 kilograms. From that we can subtract 750, so we get what? 250. So here we get what? 250 kilograms. So here the remaining digit is 4. 4 minus 2, that is 2. So the answer is 2 kilograms and 250. The answer is 2 tons and 250 kilograms. So just as before, we start from the kilogram section. We cannot subtract 650 from 350. So what do? We borrow a 1. So here, after we give a 1 to the kilogram side, the remaining number of tons are what? 3. Right? How many kilograms are there now? Currently, after we borrow a 1, we borrow a 1, that means 1000 kilograms. To that we add another 350. So we get what? 1350. Now we can subtract 650 from it. 0 minus 0, that's a 0. 5 minus 5, that's a 0. 3 minus 6 we can't do. 13 minus 6, that is 7. So here I can write 700. Then 3 minus 1. After we gave a 1 to the kilogram side, the remaining number of tons are what? 3. 3 minus 1, that is 2. So 2 tons and 700 kilograms. That's the answer. 0 minus 5 we can't do. 10 minus 5 we know that is 5. So here the remaining digit is 4. 4 minus 0, that is 4. 6 minus 1, that is 5. Okay, so 250 minus 150, what do we get? 100. Right. So we have to start from the kilograms portion. So we have to subtract 150 from nothing. So we cannot do that. Then what do? We borrow a 1. When we give that 1, the number of tons, that becomes what? 59. So from 1000, we have to subtract 150. So this becomes what? 850. So here the number of kilograms are what? 850. From 59, we have to subtract 25. 9 minus 5, we know that's a 4. 5 minus 2, we know that's a 3. So here the answer is what? 34 tons and 850 kilograms. Exercise 9.4, under that, part 1. So we know 200 into 5, we know that is 1000, no? But we cannot write 1000 under the kilograms. Why? We have to convert that into tons. Right? So we have 1 ton. Then what do? We have to multiply 160 by 5. 5 times 0, that's a 0. 5 times 6, that is 30. So there's a 3. 5 times 1, that is 5. Add the 3, it becomes 8. So altogether 800. So for this we need to add 1. So 801. So what is the answer? 801 tons. 465 into 4. 1860. 1860. But here we can write only 860. Why? If we make this 1860 into kilograms, what will that be? 1000 plus 860. So all of these are what? Kilograms. Huh? Right. Then what do? We convert this part into what? Tons. So the remaining number is what? 160. Right. Then what do? We multiply 165 by 4. 4 times 5, that is 20. So there's a 2. 4 times 6, that is 24. Add the 2, this becomes 24. Sorry, it becomes 26. Still we have a 2. We have to regroup the 2. 4 times 1, that is 4. Add the 2, it becomes 6. Right? So here we get what? 660. But we need to add the 1 which came from the kilogram side. So this becomes what? 661 tons. So the answer is what? 661 tons and 860 kilograms. That is the answer. 32 tons and 45 kilograms, right? 45 into 3. 3 times 5, that is 15. 3 times 4, that is 12. Add the 1, it becomes 13. So 135 kilograms. We can write 135 kilograms. No worries. Because it is less than 999. Right? Then 32, we have to multiply that by 3. 3 times 2, that is 6. 3 times 3, that is 9. Right? So we get what? 96. Right? So 325, if we multiply that by 12, what do we get? 2 times 5, that is 10. So there's a 1. 2 times 2, that is 4. Add the 1, this becomes a 5. 2 times 3, that's a 6. Right? 1 times 5, that's a 5. 1 times 2, that's a 2. 1 times 3, that's a 3. So when we add these together, what do we get? 0, 5 plus 5, that's 10. 6 plus 2, that is 8. Add the 1, it becomes 9. Then we have 3900. But 3900, we cannot write. So what do? We break the 3900 into what? 3900. Then we convert this into what? Tons. All of these are what? These both are kilograms now. So when we convert 3000 kilograms into tons, this becomes what? 3 tons. Right. So we write 900 here, but remember that we need to add 3 tons. Then we need to multiply 16 by 12. Here we get 192. Now these are tons now, so we have to add this 3. So this becomes what? 195. So here the answer is what? 195 tons and 900 kilograms. We will take 45 into 25. Then again we will multiply that by 10. Why? We know that 450, that is equal to what? 45 into 10. No? So we will multiply 45 by 25. Then after the simplification we multiply the amount by 10. Right? Okay. 45 we will multiply that by 25. 1125. Then we have to multiply that by what? 1125, we have to multiply that by 10. So we get what? 11,250. Right? We cannot write 11,250, no? So I can break this into what? 11,000 and a 250. Then all of these are kilograms, no? So I will convert 11,000 into what? Tons. Right? Then actually the number that I can write under the kilograms column is what? 250. Okay? I'll have to multiply 25 into 5. So we know that 5 into 25, that is 125. So to this I need to add another 11. So we get what? 136. So the answer is 136 tons and 250 kilograms. 136 tons and 250 kilograms. So that is the answer. Now imagine this number and imagine this expression. So this is an expression, right? Imagine this expression here. Just think these are what? Just a number, right? So 64.5, we have to multiply that by 50. 50 in the sense we know that is what? 5 into 10, no? So we will use or write 50 as 5 into 20. Sorry, 5 into 10. The same thing, no? Right? 64.5 into 5 into 10. Now multiply 64.5 by 10. So this becomes what? 645. Then multiply 645 by 5. So here the answer is 3225. Now these are what? Tons. Okay, part 7. So what do we have? 27.3 tons, we have to multiply that by 25. We imagine that even though this measurement, that is in tons, what do? Multiply this as a decimal number, 27.3, right? So how do we multiply this 27.3 into 25? Now you have to remember, whenever we are multiplying decimals, what do? 27.3, if this number doesn't have any decimal places, this becomes what? 27.3. Dashamasthana tibbena mokkada wenni? 273. So what do? We simply multiply 273 by 25. Right. We'll do the multiplication. Right. So we will multiply 273 by 25. So when we multiply this number 273 into 25, we get 6825. 6825. Then we have to put a 1 decimal place. So here the answer is what? 682.5 tons. 682.5 tons. Question number 2. Under that part 1. The approximate mass of a car is 1 ton and 200 kilograms. Express the approximate mass of 10 such cars in metric tons. The mass of one car, it is 1 ton and 200 kilograms. These are tons, these are kilograms. So we have to multiply this by what? 10, no? Because 10 means what? 10 for 10 cars, right? Okay. So 200 into 10, we know that is what? 2000. We cannot write 2000 here. So we have to convert this into metric tons or tons. So 2000 kilograms, that is equal to what? 2 tons. Right. Then what do we have to do? 10 into 1 ton. 10 into 1, we get 10 tons. To that we have to add 2. So here the answer is what? 12 tons and 0 kilograms. Right? So the answer is what? The answer is 12 tons. The mass of a vehicle which transports these 10 cars is 20 tons. Accordingly, express the total mass of the vehicle with these 10 cars in metric tons. Okay. So the mass of the transport vehicle, that is 20 tons, and the mass of the 10 cars, that is what? 12 tons. Then what do we have to do? We have to just add these together. 32 tons. So the answer is what? 32 tons. Right. Exercise 9.5. Right. So the easiest method is convert the mass which has given to us in tons and kilograms into kilograms. Right. So 5 tons, we know that is what? 5000 kilograms. To that we add 200 kilograms. So altogether we get what? 5200 kilograms. Right. Then we divide 5200 by what? 4. How many 4s are there to 5? We can go up to 1. 4 times 1, that is 4. 5 minus 4, we get a 1. Now break down these two, altogether 12. How many 4s are there to 12? Exactly 3. 4 times 3, that's a 12. 12 minus 12, we get a 0. So here I will complete the division. How many 4s are there to 0? 0. 4 times 0, we know that is 0. 0 minus 0, we get a 0. Now get this 0. How many 4s are there to 0? Again 0. 4 times 0, that is 0. 0 minus 0, we get a 0. So when we divide 5200 kilograms by 4, we get 1300. But since the question has been given to us in tons and kilograms, we will convert 1300 kilograms into what? Tons and kilograms. So this is 1 ton and 300 kilograms. So this is the answer. 12 tons we have to divide it by 5. That is part 2. Okay. So here we will take 12 tons. Ne? අපිට 12 නේ බෙදන්න තියෙන්නේ පහෙන් නේ. 12 divided by 5. How many 5s are there for 1? None. How many 5s are there for 12? We can go up to 2. 5 times 2, that is 10. 12 minus 10, we get a 2. What do we do? Put a decimal point, then take a 0. Right? How many 5s are there for 20? 4. Exactly 4. 5 times 4, that is 20. 20 minus 20, we get a 0. So here the answer is what? 2.4 tons. Since we have divided tons, the answer also comes to us in what? Tons. So just as before, right, we will convert this entire amount which is given to us in tons and kilograms into kilograms, right? So 14 tons, that is what? 14,000 kilograms, no? Right. To that we add another 500 kilograms. So the entire amount will be 14,500 kilograms. Right. Now what do? We take 14,500 kilograms and we will divide the entire number by 5. Right. So how many 5s are there to 14? We can go up to 2. 5 times 2, that is 10. 14 minus 10, that's a 4. Now get this 5, altogether 45. How many 5s are there to 45? Exactly 9. 5 times 9, 45. 45 minus 45, we get 0. Now I will complete the division. Now drag down this 0. Altogether 0. How many 5s are there to 0? 0. So we put a 0 here. 5 times 0, that is 0. 0 minus 0, we get a 0. Now again drag down this 0. How many 5s are there to 0? 0. 5 times 0, 0. 0 minus 0, we get a 0. So when we divide 14,500 kilograms by 5, we get what? 2,900. So these are kilograms. But we will convert this amount into what? Tons and kilograms. So this will be what? 2 tons and 900 kilograms. So this will be the answer. Now we will convert this entire amount, 15 tons, into what? Kilograms. So this will be 15,000. Take the number 15,000 and just divide it by the number 200. So how many 200s are there for 1? None. How many 200s there are for 15? None. How many 200s are there for 150? None. How many 200s are there for 1,500? We will see. 200 into 10, we know that is what? 2,000. So 200 into 7, 1,400. So 200 into 8, we know that is 1,600. So we can put 7 here. 200 into 7, we know that is 1,400. 1,500 minus 1,400, we get 100. Then what do? We drag down this 0. Altogether 1,000. How many 200s are there for 1,000? Exactly 5. So 200 into 5, we know that is 1,000. 1,000 minus 1,000, we get a 0. So when we divide 15 tons by 200, or in this case 15,000 kilograms by 200, we get what? 75 kilograms. Now we have to convert this value into what? Tons, no? So 75 we have to divide by 1,000. So this will be what? 0.075 tons. So that is the answer. Here also we will convert 3 tons into what? Kilograms. So this becomes 3,000 kilograms. Now what do? We divide 3,000 by the number 40. How many 40s are there for 3? None. How many 40s are there for 30? None. How many 40s are there for 300? We will see. If we take 40 into 5, that is 200. 40 into 6, that is 240. 40 into 7, that is 280. 40 into 8, that is 320. So 40 into 7, that is 280. 300 minus 200, we know that is 200. Then what do? We drag down this 0 altogether. 200. How many 40s are there for 200? Exactly 5. 40 times 5, we know that is 200. 200 minus 200, we get a 0. So here, the answer is 75 kilograms. So since the question has been given to us in tons, we will convert this into tons. That means what? 75, we have to divide it by 1000. So similar to the previous question, no? Right? So we get what? 0.075 tons. So that is the answer. 0.075 tons. So we will convert this entire amount into what? Kilograms. So 17 tons, that is what? 17,000 kilograms. To that we add what? The 200 kilograms. So we will get 17,200 kilograms. So 17,200, we will divide that by 8. Okay. How many 8s are there for 1? None. How many 8s are there for 17? We can go up to 2. 8 times 2, that is 16. 17 minus 16, we get a 1. Now drag down this 2, altogether 12. 8 times 12, sorry. How many 8s are there for 12? We can go up to 1. 8 times 1, that is 8. 12 minus 8, that's a 4. Now drag down this 0, altogether 40. How many 8s are there for 40? Exactly 5. 8 times 5, we know that is 40. 40 minus 40, we get a 0. Now drag down this 0. How many 8s are there for 0? 0. 8 times 0, that's a 0. 0 minus 0, we get a 0. 2850 kilograms, that is the answer. So anyway, we will convert this into tons. That means what? 2 tons and 150 kilograms.